my energy is just so great, so peaceful. It's positive.
It's peaceful and positive.
Bro, people love my energy. I have good soul energy, bro. Good.
Which, if you had to describe Tony's energy with 2 words, would it be peaceful and positive?
Nah, hell no. It'd be chaotic, and I don't know. Maybe I would just leave it at chaotic. There's chaos there. When you walk in when you walk into a bar, Tony's not wrong. People are attracted to him, but oftentimes it's to argue with them. People just start talking shit to Tony, and I'm like, I don't like it. I'm like, yo, I gotta fight everywhere I go with Tony, like.
Well, boys, got a topic here for you. It's a little bit of a how you say, old style of way of living that no one probably does or hates. I don't know. You guys tell me. Is there still a stigma to online dating? Back in the days, everybody used to look at that one person like, you're a fucking weirdo for telling you met this person online and you met up the same day. Is there still like a stigma to it? Is it still like looked down upon? Like, is that a weird thing to do now, or is it just the mainstream thing to do? Like, people can do it and it's fine. It's normal. What do you think, Mateo?
I think that there are straight up television ads and internet ads now, like advertising online dating apps and websites. I think the stigma's gone, dude. I think it's long gone. I don't think anyone is looking at you weird if you're on like Tinder. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, you're on Tinder." It's like, no, you're single. You're probably on Tinder. You're on some kind of thing like that.
But I prefer eharmony.com.
Farmers only.
I'm a plenty of fish guy. Okay.
I'm trying to find me a man with 56 acres of land.
Oh yeah, that's funny. The 56 acre guy.
That shit is ridiculous.
There's a guy in our comments. He's like, yo, I got 14 acres or something like. You're like, I got 15 acres, and I could use another 35 acres. And then Mateo's like, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of acres. He's like, not enough. Also, I have 56 acres. He's like, what? Your acres just went up? What the fuck? Or did Mateo's question just bother him enough that he bought more acres?
He talked to the bank immediately. He caught him up. He's like, hey, this guy on the internet pissed me off. I need to buy 40 acres stat.
This Mito Bandito. I need to show him up.
That's a lot of land. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
I don't know. There've been ads for a long time though, like for dating apps and stuff. Like I remember being on websites, and they'll just have a chick with some big ass tits, and they'll just be like, meet girls in your area. They want you to like click them fucking ads and shit. They're probably viruses or shit like that. But still.
I would assume those are viruses. That's old school internet right there. That little like just the lingerie chick like on the side as you're scrolling.
Yeah, and it's like, and then they get your IP address and they know what city you're in. So it's like, oh, meet people in Manhattan or meet people in Lake Worth. You're like, oh shit, they know about Lake Worth.
They're 5 minutes away. Like that's a fair thing. They give you the distance that's so close, it's drivable. Like it's real quick.
You about to get pussy.
Just click this fucking weird ad on the side of your I don't know, your video game, gamefacts.com or some shit like that.
Just hit yes on the install. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Install that shit. Nah,
in all seriousness though, I think if you hear that people are using Tinder for like hookups and stuff like that, I think that's considered normal now. I still think there's a bit of a, not a stigma, but I still think that people find it interesting or abnormal, maybe isn't the right word, but just different when someone's like dating a person and they're like, oh yeah, I met them on, and they'll mention like a dating app or something. I think there's still like a weirdness to it. But, I mean, I don't mind. I don't care in that regard. I think in general though.
It's funny because like when people say, oh, I met this girl on Tinder or I met this guy on Tinder, first thing that kind of mind is like, oh, y'all just fucking, because like that's what Tinder was like It was just like a fucking sea of like, yo, I'm on Tinder. I met this chick. I met this dude. Yeah, we're fucking boom. And then that's it. And now I don't know if they cleaned it up a bit. I don't know. I don't use that app, but
I think the pandemic changed things. I think that's all it comes down to, honestly. I think the pandemic was a game changer for a lot of that stuff. You separate people. You're in your house for several months, not even going into the office potentially, or your job gets shut down or whatever. Just a bunch of people looking for connection, man. It's a weird world out there.
Yeah. I mean, you guys think though, like the person who made this idea up to make a dating app, right? They just sat there and be like, oh, Christian Mingle, or or Farmers Only, or the grandma ones. They even got a grandma one, bro. You can fucking.
I'm more of an Ashley Madison kind of guy.
What's
Isn't that the one that everyone was using for cheating several years ago?
Yeah, that they got DDoS and they got all the emails and
Yeah,
they started blackmailing people with the emails like, yo, you're cheating on your wife. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one had a huge thing that happened a few years back.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's fucked up.
That's for real. That's
Ashley Madison.
I haven't looked into it, Tony, but I bet a lot of these dating sites are owned by the same people. I bet like the same people own like Christian Mingle, is OkCupid, is like Plenty of Fish, is Farmers Only, is whatever the fuck. I bet there's like one big umbrella company that owns a lot of these.
I really don't understand. Well, I do understand it. I don't really get like. I've yet to see anybody or know anybody that that met online dating and are married or have kids or are still together. Like I haven't heard of that. I'm sure it happened, but I'm saying I've never known anybody that shit actually worked out for them. That's why I always just thought it was just a quick way to meet somebody. Boom, fuck, leave, whatever, get drinks, and move on. Because I mean, I don't know. I like the old way. I like to just meet you. I guess like just a natural way of meeting, not like because you can obviously meet up, but just at the bar, chick come up, or friends of a friend that came to a party you never knew. That to me is always like a good, because you catch the vibe. You know, it's just not that weird feeling. Like if you call somebody, hey, yeah, meet me here. We'll eat dinner. We'll meet up. And then you're just kind of like, oh, hope she's not catfishing me or he's not catfishing me. That would be the worst.
A lot of people thought I was a little crazy for visiting all my friends in Austin when I first went down, because I never met these people before, and I ended up meeting Mateo, Adam, all these people who ended up being like great friends.
Yeah, so we knew each other through one of those like sex cam sites actually that Doe used to work for. That's how we first.
Yes.
Doe used to spread his cheeks on the cam site.
The cam soda. That's what they call it.
It's where I initially got my first gooch tear.
Ooh.
Online? That's crazy.
Online, yeah.
You were stretching that out that far?
There's still a video out there floating somewhere.
No, I think that people put a lot of pressure on I think people put a lot of pressure on dating and like trying to meet naturally and things like that. And like the fact of it is, like, dating is like an exercise in failure, right? Like you're like, the chances that the person you're dating is going to be the person you're with for long term, the rest of your life or whatever, it's low. Like most people you go on a date with, you're gonna vibe a bit, you're gonna chat a bit, and you're gonna be like, okay, something's not clicking here. It's time to move on. Yep. There's people that get them very lucky. They're married their high school sweetheart or their first ever like actual girlfriend as an adult outside of high school or something, and that's cool and all. But for the vast majority of the population, dating is just failing over and over again. It's just this grind.
Yep. Yeah. I can agree with that.
So I don't think that any one way is superior to the other. I mean, like, there's some amount of superficiality that goes along with like swiping right on Tinder, right? But there's the same reason you're going to talk to someone at a bar. It's because you saw them physically first and got into them that way. Like there's, I don't know. Dating is weird, man.
So you're saying that if you're ugly, you ain't going to get hit on?
No, definitely not. I think that beauty is subjective, and who some people think are attractive is not maybe necessarily attractive to someone else.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, is what you're saying now?
100%. How many girls has Doey been like, I think this girl is beautiful, and you've been like, I think that she's not. And like, it's because you have difference of opinions. It doesn't mean any one of you is more right than the other one.
I think
you know what else is beautiful? Our subscribers and our fans. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. If you haven't already, thought about us while you're sleeping late one night and you look out the window and there's a guy holding a sign saying the One Up podcast up across the street, you know, might be one of the times that, you know, you gotta have it happen.
What if we actually spent some amount of money on just the creepiest like
Fiverr
advertisement campaigns ever? We just paid people to go around with like signs that said the One Up podcast and stand outside of.
Just walk through like suburban neighborhoods with the sign.
No, you could just hire all the homeless people, feed them, give them clothing, and just be like, yo, here's, y'all got a job. Just walk around with the sign all day. You'll get fed and you get food or clothes.
I'm not down with that. I think like some weird thing though, like we got like a skywriting and we wrote the One Up podcast in the sky. It would be like, what the fuck is this?
You're not down to help out the homeless. That's fucking insane. I'm here trying to help out people and you just don't want to help out.
I don't think that our ad campaign is what's going to fix homelessness, Tony.
You never know.
Did you see what they did in New York City to combat the homeless?
No.
They have those like air vents, those grates on the floor where typically there's warmer air coming out of there. So like in the winter, you'll find a lot of homeless people sleeping on those like metal grates. The city did this thing where they replaced that grate with this like super bumpy thing, and it has like a whole bunch of like little like I wouldn't call them spikes, but they're like hills that if you laid on it, that shit's gonna hurt your side. They basically made it so that homeless people can't lay on these metal grates, which is like all it's gonna do is kill more homeless people.
It's
and not
basically-
actually solve
yeah.
the problem of homeless people.
There's a lot of things like that though, right? Like they design benches with like little like
Yep.
knobby things on them and like dividers so you can't lay down on benches. It's crazy shit, man.
Yep.
But back to the dating. So you're at a bar, and let's just say you're not the most handsome or you're not as beautiful. You're saying that no matter what, there's always going to be that one person that'll find you beautiful or attractive. But that's the only way.
That's no matter what.
No, I think that there's other things that are attractive too, but I think that like a lot of first interactions are based on looks. They're based on something like that. But there's other things like I don't know, people can talk about can tell funny fucking jokes. I've heard jokes at bars before that have made me join conversations. I've been like, okay, that was a pretty funny story. I need to dig more into this. I need to.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but just my natural energy brings people to me. Just saying, I have looks. I got the jokes. You know, I think I'm pretty handsome. And then my energy is just so great, so peaceful. It's positive.
It's
that
peaceful
people-
and positive.
Bro, people love my energy. I have good soul energy, bro. Good.
Which, if you had to describe Tony's energy with 2 words, would it be peaceful and positive?
Nah, hell no. It'd be chaotic, and I don't know. Maybe I would just leave it at chaotic. There's chaos there. When you walk in when you walk into a bar, Tony's not wrong. People are attracted to him, but oftentimes it's to argue with them. People just start talking shit to Tony, and I'm like, I don't like it. I'm like, yo, I gotta fight everywhere I go with Tony. Like,
That's insane.
like I'm not a fan of any of the bullshit you guys are talking about. And people just start picking fights with Tony. Sometimes people come up and they're just like, oh, they say something like a camaraderie thing with Tony. But most of the time, people are shit talking Tony. And then it's me and Everett are there. We look at each other like, this motherfucker. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something. It's the stupid smirk on his face, or the clothes he's wearing, or the dumbass hat he picked. Something he's doing is attracting people, and we're not into it.
I remember one time Everett looked at me, right? Some dude came up and approached me, and as soon as that person left, he's like, "What the fuck you do, nigga?" I'm like, "Damn, what the hell? What did you do? How'd you look at that nigga?" I'm like, "Bro, I wasn't doing nothing. I was here talking to you. Nah, you be just doing the weirdest shit, nigga. You got all these fucking weirdos coming over here with this bottle." I'm like, bro, I don't know nobody, bro. It's like I'm sitting here drinking. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I think dating, I find it kind of cool just to go out in public and just try to like not pick up girls, but just like try to like just talk to random chicks or and just hang out. Because it's like, I think you can find a natural, yeah, of course the looks is what grabs people, right? But That's just the first step. Now, once you grab them, it's like fishing almost. Once you hook them, you got to set that. You got to set the hook, right? They bite, you set the hook. Once that shit is set, you start reeling it in little by little by little. And then once you got it reeled in, you put it in the boat and it's yours now. So, bro, it's crazy. Relationships is like fishing. It's all about patience, bro. Wow, that shit just really hit me right now. It's fucking insane.
I don't know that you should typically refer to dating as and now, like use the term and now it's yours now.
All right, well let's fix that part. Fix that part. Well, it's just
like using baseball analogies. It's like when people
first
scored
base, second base,
second base. Ooh, it's a lot like baseball.
Nah, I think dating is like fishing. You gotta be patient. Right one's gonna come and bite your little bait. Boom, you set the hook and you start reeling it in. That's all it is, really. I mean, you got a fine girl. Like, you have a conversation with a friend, a chick, whoever, a guy. You guys are hitting it off. You guys start telling, a little bit of personal things and this and that. Once you get to personal conversations, you're in good now. Now it's time where you need to decide you can make that next step. Don't be too eager. It's all a fucking game, really, at the end of the day. Like, some people are just don't give a fuck about the game. They're like, yo, you just trying to fuck? Some people like that. Get straight to the point and let's just be fuck friends. And I don't know. I don't know about you or anybody else in this party, but if it's worked for you, great. Does it? Hey, there's always another one. And that's what you don't get from the dating apps. You don't get that.
I feel weird about like referring to dating as like a game. Like I do agree that dating is like mostly like an exercise in failure, right? But like I feel weird about referring to it as a game because like a lot of people forget that like shit affects people. Like shit affects people. Even like being like fuck buddies or just having like a one night stand. Like there is people feel certain ways about things. You feel all kinds of ways all day, and it's easy to forget that other people also have these same feelings. People are complicated, man. People are more complicated than like we give them credit for. It's like we forget that other people feel things just as deeply as us. So they perceive things just like us. You ever here's a weird thing that pops into my head sometimes. You ever just get like overwhelmed with the thought that other people are seeing things? Like you just think about like the amount of like different perspectives and points of views, like when you're in like a big public area. It's one of those things I think about. There's this song that's talking about that. The song is called Millions of Eyes. And it's talking about like how there's just all these different perspectives. And like every moment is like being observed by like millions of sets of eyes because of just how many different people there are. So it's overwhelming. It's a weird thing to think about.
That's anxieties for sure. I think I used to be like that. I used to worry about like what? That's not anxieties?
Don't think about that shit. Nah, bro. I'm the main character. There's no proof that anyone else is even conscious in there. And you guys are all NPCs, and it's just me. I don't have to think about that.
Oh no, yeah. I was gonna get there, but no, like I used to be like that. I used to be like, oh,
no, I'm kidding, but my thing is accurate. What do you?
No, I'm saying like I don't give a. You get to a point where you don't care anymore of the eyes that are watching. You're just
it's not the eyes that are watching. I'm not paranoid about what people think of me. I'm just thinking that like everyone is having their own experience. Everyone's moving through this life and feeling the same way you are, and they feel things and experience things. And it's when you start gamifying things, when you start using like, oh, it's just a game. Like you just gotta hit it and quit it and blah blah blah. There's this tendency to discount that other people are having experiences. You think of them as Buchel was joking, like as NPCs. They're just here to use and lose. You just move on.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably getting stuck on when I said the game part. It's just like when I say by game, it's like we play these, like we do these things knowing that we're all here for trying to date or trying to look for love or trying to find it. Like, and people like to just like play it slow. It's like, no, let's like if you're feeling me, you're feeling me. Let's just try to work it through and see where we go. Don't try to like slow play me and fucking. That's just like, what's the point of that? It's a waste of time, to be honest. No?
People have different speeds.
I don't know if you've said anything. I was just confused.
Oh, I said everything.
Sorry. Maybe, all right. One thing I was going to say that's interesting. You kind of made it seem earlier like like you view online dating as lesser than in-person dating, or you have like a preference, not even a preference. You were even like alluding to the fact of, I don't know anybody who met online that's still married or something like that. I looked it up really quick, and apparently online marriages, meaning people that get married via meeting online, are more successful than in-person marriages.
Which
Not by much. It's like 6% to 7.6%. Which,
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's a number, but it's
basically as successful.
it's better. I mean, the likelihood that they'll break up is 6% versus a regular marriage 7.6%. So the number's higher.
That's
So they're more successful than your typical, like, hey, I met someone at the bar or something like that.
That's not bad. That's 25% more successful, actually.
That's because it's you take off all the shit already. Like when you do these online apps or dating apps, you're putting in everything you want. It's like you're building your own fucking NPC pretty much. You're building what you want, and then they'll just match you to what the other person is. And if you both have similar interests, boom. So it's like you find out about it in an unnatural way. I like the more natural approach where you kind of have conversations and you find out.
I think that honestly, I think that it's that there's more chance of conversation before you get into the situation where you're actually meeting that person. Typically, there's some lead up to meeting a person after you're meeting them online dating, right? And maybe that's the better approach. Maybe it means you actually know who the fuck you're talking to. Maybe you're not like gonna go on a couple of dates and then you're gonna find out that they I don't know, they voted for Ron DeSantis or something, and they're like Greg Abbott's daughter or some shit.
So, all right, Mateo, you go on a date, right? Or for everybody, you go on a date. Chick, dude, whatever. Hot. Have a good time. It takes off. Whatever.
Hot.
Right? You guys are feeling each other. Good vibes.
Hot and ready.
You go on a second date and you find out this
Bravo.
person is different. She's a Trump supporter. He's a Trump supporter. You're a Democrat. He's a Democrat. You're a Republican. He's a Democrat. There's something there that doesn't go with what your views are. Do you still continue to date and accept that shit, or do you just kind of call it off?
I'm probably calling it off. I enjoy arguing and debating things in my personal life to a certain extent, but I don't want to be arguing politics every morning when I wake up over like coffee or something.
You don't think you two could coexist and just have different views and not try to argue?
About certain things, sure. Politics is probably not one of those.
Hell no, you crazy?
I could. Though, what
Like,
about you?
You're out of your mind.
Like we could disagree about like whether marshmallows are good or not, right? Or whether like whether Captain Crunch is actually a secretly trash tier cereal or opinions like that. There's certain things that not so much, right?
Yeah, I'm not raising a kid with a person that thinks that like women who dress like with short skirts or tube tops and things like that when they get raped they deserved it, like they asked for it, like because again that's more of the conservative view, whereas like the women are doing the promiscuity is what's causing these things to happen and things like that. Like I can't be with a person that's gonna view things that way, or they're gonna try to like I don't know, pigeonhole my daughter into being like some trad con, like a traditional conservative wife, stay-at-home mom and all that. Like, I don't want that for my kid. I want my kid to make their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want somebody to raise my kid that way. So, like, we would be incompatible to a degree that, like, sure, I could maybe date a person like that. Like, just go on dates, have sex, go out to dinner, watch movies, that whole spiel. But like, I'm not gonna be in a serious relationship with somebody. I ain't bringing that person around my mama. Like, you crazy?
Yep.
What about you, Joe? Have you used any of these?
Only brought a very small number of people around my mom. Okay.
Those are facts. Have you used any of these dating apps though?
Yeah, all the time.
Were they successful, or was it?
Sometimes yeah, sometimes no. I noticed that I'm much more shallow on them than I would normally be if I was around you. So like I feel like just naturally I may be stifling what I could, you know what I mean? So I feel like although I do like them and I use them, I kind of like meeting people out in the open more. You just kind of get a better, grasp. And it's kind of like dating, quick dating, meeting people at the bar, talking to them for a little bit, kind of feeling them out, and then just ejecting if you don't like what you hear. Like, hey, you going away with my movie? So yeah, like I've heard things that have made me right away be like, nope, this is not gonna work. I'm like, I don't think I could ever date somebody with this opinion. Yeah, it'd be like that though,
Like, for example, Tony, like, you think you could just be with a person that thinks like all the Mexicans just need to take their ass back to their country? Like, you're gonna wake up with that person every day, like, oh, so you just got a different opinion. We could coexist.
Nah, no, of course. I was just asking you other question. I wasn't agreeing with it. Like, I wasn't saying like.
Yeah, you did. You said you definitely were like you can.
I was like, no, yeah, on certain things. I wasn't. That's some real hateful shit. You just went to the max.
Yeah, I gave you an example.
Yeah, and
but
I'm not going to agree with that. No, of course not.
Okay, I was just curious because you made it seem like it's just an opinion type of shit. Like.
Well, on certain things, yeah, like something like I made an example, right? Like I was saying, like Democrat, Republican. Like, you're really not gonna fucking date a Democrat because you're a Republican, or vice versa.
It depends on like the level, right? Like there's
the level of them, right? Of their commitment to it. Like if they say
to an extent though, right? Because like we've talked. I mean, I know that Buch was said this on the show before. If you're voting for, even if you're like a 2-issue voter and you're voting like Republican or something, you're still signing off on the other fucking policies when you're voting. And there's some hateful shit, and especially in like some of these southern states. I mean, like how many states have taken away like women's rights to choose, and they're targeting the thought process was they were going to target like gay marriage next. My brother is gay. My brother is married. Like I couldn't be with someone that thinks that my brother's marriage shouldn't exist.
Yeah. Overtly religious people are a no-go. There's like a lot of people that I'm like, okay, not gonna be able to do this.
So she
my view is like if they're like a 1-issue, 2-issue voter, I'm like, all right, maybe a couple conversations could sway this person to a more palatable, like standing in my book. But like, yeah, if they're bought into all the stuff, no fucking shot is that happening. There's no way I'm doing that.
What about a full-on conspiracy theorist? You think you could date like a flat earther?
Oh my god, no.
I mean, you could.
Hell no.
You could.
No,
You could date a flat
hell
earther.
no. I can't be with somebody that dumb.
Wow, that's a hot one.
I'm just saying, bro. That's like I can't.
So
I can't.
So that's rough, right? Because this person might just have a different opinion, right? He or she wouldn't know. Like, can you prove it to me that it's round and not versus flat? No, you can't physically prove that though.
Tony, I got a hypothetical for you.
What?
You're on a first date and the date's going well. You're vibing. You think that she's cute, and then she says, you're on some topic. And she starts telling you about, like, you mentioned something about how the moon is big and beautiful today. She's like, well, you're like, yeah, but, it's just an illusion that's put up there by the Illuminati lizard people because the moon doesn't actually exist because, we're just living in the, and she goes on some crazy, and you're still going to stay on that date. You're not going to like be like, okay, I think we're not going to vibe.
What if, go ahead.
Two things. Is she hot? And am I in the pursuit of smashing only? Those are the two things I would say I would stick with throughout the day. I'll snake lizard her, skin people, walk her, talk all the way to the bedroom, and then I'll bounce and never see her again.
I'll be scared of that shit. I'm like, this is one of them crazy motherfuckers that'll do some crazy shit when we like. What if you go back there and she poisons your ass for being Mexican? Like, you don't even know what you're gonna get into, bro. Like, hell no.
She saw a little glint. She saw a little glint.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't even Mexican, or I'm not a lizard person either. Like, when she sees a little glint back there, she just decides to poison you to death. Like, it's not happening.
That's hilarious.
Getting rid of one of those lizard people.
Go ahead, though. What were you gonna say?
No, dude, like I'm just saying, an example. You fucking go on a date, This girl just starts denying the Holocaust was ever real, and you're like, hold the fuck up, like, nah, like,
Why would that even
with
be a
somebody
topic
this.
though? Like, how would you
I'm
get
just
to that
saying.
point? That's crazy. Like, you guys are giving the worst, like most fucking top notch of red flags. We're talking about normal red flags here. Just fucking relax.
Yeah, like
Red
if
flag.
they were just like, hey, yeah, I like that Ron DeSantis guy. I voted for him. I'd be like, okay, this is a person that maybe we could go out and watch some movies and enjoy each other's company once in a blue, but I can't get into anything real with this person.
Can't get jiggy with
Just
it.
that alone. I'd be like, okay.
They show
Bro,
up in their
if,
MAGA hat.
if
Yeah, they
we
put
go,
on the MAGA hat. I'm like, okay, you're that person. Now that person, I'll get up and I'll leave. Like that's a whole nother degree.
You wouldn't
of pride.
you wouldn't eat and everything and just dip out on the bill on her. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
nah,
Nah,
dip.
that's
I feel like
scumbag.
Doe would do that shit.
nah.
That's
Anyways,
a wild claim.
I even like if the person starts treating like the staff where we're eating bad, I'm like, nah, dude, I can't do this.
100%.
Like, I'm out of here, dude.
That's embarrassing.
So it could
Yeah,
be simple as things like that. If they have, yo, it sucks. This sucks. I've been chilling with really beautiful people that have chronically bad breath.
Oh.
And it's like, it sucks because you get close up and you like, damn, I don't want to make out with you. This doesn't seem like it's going to be.
Now, if you was drunk enough, if she was hot enough, bad breath or no, you wouldn't tongue her down?
Specifically, when I thought about it, it was a bad idea. I was drunk and I was like,
if you're drunk and you're making out with someone with like that bad of breath, you could be towing the line on a real bad situation happening.
You could
there.
vomit, bro. That could be bad.
What if it's your bad breath that you're smelling while you all up in her mouth? That's a
I mean, I tried to brush my teeth, take a shower before I go to the bar.
What do you mean you try? You just like kind of halfway do it? What do you mean you try?
No, like I try to do it. Sometimes, I don't get as ready as I should.
This is assuming that he brushed his teeth in the morning. This is like
Yeah.
he hasn't
What do you
brushed
mean?
his
You brush
going-
your teeth every time you leave the house, Tony?
No. Like
Are
I
you
brush my
shocked
teeth in the
by it?
morning, I brush my teeth at night, and if I'm going out somewhere and I've been out eating all day, I might hit my shit with a dab.
Okay, that's
And
what
then
Doe's saying.
Listerine.
Why are
Doe
you
Exactly.
looking-
didn't
making
say
us
that at
come-
all. Doe didn't say that at
That's
all.
exactly what
He
I'm
said,
saying.
That's
"I'll
exactly what
try."
everybody but you understood.
Well,
Yeah,
I know
he's
what I
saying that
heard.
like what you said, maybe I'm gonna do it. I might do it. Maybe you went out to dinner and we're like, yo, let's go to the bar. You're not gonna be like, oh, let me go home and brush my teeth first. Like sometimes you just go to the bar.
No, you're already out. But I'm saying most of the time,
Okay, that's what he's saying.
niggas is
He
home.
tries to do it.
He likes to get fresh. Doe's a fresh guy. Doe wants to go get fresh. He's gonna go home, change, get fresh.
Make,
Gonna
Brush your
tell
teeth
him
real
what he
quick.
does. It's so
He does
funny.
that all the time. He's always going out fresh from head to toe.
Maybe-
He's got
maybe-
that gear and everything.
maybe that's the reason why he tries, because Joey's getting ready process is like an hour and a half long
That is
process.
true.
He doesn't have
Taking
time.
time. Yeah, it takes time. I will not deny anyone that.
And what? That's another thing too. Going on dates, like people be showing up late because they're getting ready. Like, bro, it's like a job at this point. Like, yo, you set a date time, you got to be there at that time. That's just if you're late for a date, it sets the tone for the rest of the date. That's why this.
Sometimes.
There's a little bit of like room that I give people, because like there's some people that are just chronically late, and I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to hold that against people, because I run late sometimes too. It's
Facts.
fine. I try to let people know when I'm running late somewhere.
Yes.
Nah, this is some people, like, it's mostly Spanish people too, though. Spanish people love to be late. I don't know what it is. My parents, my mother especially, she's gonna watch this and be tight, but fuck it. She loves to be late. I don't understand this shit.
And somehow you inherited that trait from her,
Never,
Mr. I'm
never.
pulling up to the driveway.
Never.
Yeah, the other day
I'm
you're like,
pulling up.
I'm pulling into the driveway,
Never.
and it was a whole half hour before you jumped on the car. I'm like, what is he doing? How
I'm pulling
far
up.
is this?
Well,
How
I
I'm
said
like,
I'm
this
pulling
motherfucker
up.
got the longest driveway in America, bro.
Everyone
Like, this shit-
Everyone knows that Tony has 5,000 acres of land, so when he gets to the beginning of that driveway, he's still got
Still a
several
pull
miles
up.
to go.
Bro, I say I'm pulling up, my job calls me, I got to go back. So I turn around and go. My fault for I
That
didn't
was
relay
not
the
what
information.
happened. That is not
I'm
what
telling you that I'm
happened.
pulling into my driveway and it's been gone
And
for
it
an
took
hour.
you 30 minutes to jump on the call. Absolutely.
That's insane. Y'all only
That's
out.
what we
lived
said.
it.
That's
We lived this. We were all shocked.
This is insane.
Then you
That's
came
what-
in, made a whole thing about how because you pulled in, but then you had to do this and you had to take care of your kid and you had to do that, and then that's why it's like that's
Oh,
fine.
that night. Yeah, I had mad shit I had to do.
Nah, fuck outta here.
My father duties come before the podcast. Gotta be a dad first. Got to be. Don't worry though. One day you're gonna see, and I'm gonna clown you just like you clowning me for being a dad. Clown.
I can't picture Doe with a baby. He would be so panicky.
Doe with a baby.
Why are you crying? Stop crying.
That's
What do we got next? Doe?
next. Yeah, I was going to it right now. Oh man.